buying or selling a Shopify store. Hey, what's up guys, it's Brennan here, back at you with another video. So today we're going to be going over how to buy and sell a Shopify store. So for many of you guys that have been in the e-commerce game for a while, or maybe you're just getting started, okay? So for those of you guys who are just getting started, you could be interested in maybe buying a Shopify store to get yourself started, okay? You want to just get a store that's already done for you, someone already created the entire layout, it's a nice theme, everything's all set up, or maybe you've been in the e-commerce game for a little bit, you want to get rid of that store, okay? You want to sell a store that's already made you a good amount of profit, you have everything set up really nice, it's brought in some good sales, or maybe you just want to dump it off because you don't want to deal with those pesky customers anymore, okay? Especially with dropshipping, you have a lot of customer service problems, so maybe you just want to toss it off to somebody else who already has a system, maybe with virtual assistants and all that kind of stuff. So maybe you want to get rid of a store too, maybe you want to sell one. So that's what we're going to be going over today, how to buy and sell. How do you do it, okay? That's what we're going to be breaking down today. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. So a second, we're going to jump into the computer and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Alright guys, so we're now in the computer. So how to buy or sell a Shopify store. So there are really just two main platforms that you can utilize to buy and sell Shopify stores. The main common one that a lot of people talk about and recommend is the Shopify Exchange. This is directly supported by Shopify. It is their exchange system. So this is where they're going to lead you to when you're first looking to sell a store, right? You want to sell your business, okay? This is the first place that you're probably going to find, but from my experiences with this is that it's not really the greatest at getting actual serious buyers. So while this is a great platform that they've recently revamped, because the way that it used to be about a year ago was really trashy, the Shopify Exchange has definitely improved a lot over the past year since I've kind of changed, since it's shifted and all that kind of stuff, since I have looked at it in the past. It's definitely improved a lot. There are a lot of very expensive stores that you could buy, so obviously if maybe you have a bit more money to invest in Shopify, maybe this would be a good way to go to get yourself started with a solid store that already has a brand behind it, maybe an email list, all that kind of stuff. That's something you could get yourself started with. Now, there are a lot of private listings, so you'd have to contact the buyers directly if you are interested in buying a more expensive business. But there are also some starter stores in here. I think if you sort it, so as you can see, this one's only $1,000 as a starter store. These are all already created. Now, I personally wouldn't really recommend buying one of these super duper cheap stores, but if you do want to get one that looks like a good value, obviously this is a place where you could buy one or you could potentially sell one. But like I said, from my experience, I wasn't able to get really any serious buyers with the Shopify Exchange, okay? Now, I'm sure it's probably a little bit better now, and it might be a little bit easier to get in contact with serious buyers and all that, but at least from my experience, the best place for me is Flippa. So Flippa.com has been the best place because there are very expensive transactions happening all the time on Flippa. You also have the safety here with escrow, which I believe that they have the safety with escrow on Shopify Exchange as well. But if you're really interested in selling a solid business, a Shopify business, you just don't want to take care of that store anymore, this is the place I would recommend anyone to really go to, just because that's what I've had success with as well as selling on Flippa. So the one thing to keep in mind when you do go ahead and go to sell on Flippa is obviously you can browse the different assets. So they have websites, apps, Amazon FBA, domains. So they actually used to have a Shopify thing here as well at one point, but you can just click on websites because that's pretty much what it is. You know, it's a website and you can organize it by a Shopify store. There's a lot of different things on here. So as you can see, this one right here, Wesson.co, that one's on the featured list. So as you can see, they're selling it for $9,000 as the bids. So you can definitely sell expensive stores on here. There are buyers out there, serious buyers that are willing to put down money for an e-commerce store. So, you know, selling a Shopify store, you just list it as an e-commerce Shopify store. Obviously, you have to be signed in to see all the specific traffic data, the number of potential sales that they had on the store as well. So you can see all that. You can get serious buyers. As you can see, we can take a look at the bids. You can see these bids just keep coming in for this store, okay? When I was selling my store, bids just keep coming in like that, left and right on the store. So that's definitely a really solid way to go. Now, when you are doing a Flippa listing, I would recommend paying for the premium listing, because if you just pay for the basic listing, which I think was like $10 or something like that, you're not really going to get as noticed. If you pay for the more premium listing, your store will be featured in either in the editor's choice, or if you pay for the even premium high listing, it'll be emailed out to their entire email list of like, hey, check out this store. and it'll be featured in the featured website section. So I would definitely recommend paying for, I think it's like $100 for the premium listing, but it is totally worth it when you're trying to sell a business, or especially, you know, from the seller's standpoint, because you're going to get a lot more traffic to your listing and have a lot more serious buyers come in there. So that's what I would recommend as a seller. For sure, do the premium listing on Flippa. But you can see there's a ton of different stores for sale on here. I mean, these are just a bunch of different websites. So as you can see, there's like Nova on here. This one's a WordPress site. So, I mean, there's a lot of different platforms other than even just Shopify looking to sell a business or buy a business. You could get an e-commerce store that's focused on WordPress, or just a e-commerce Shopify store. You know, you could buy a content store. I mean, there's more than just even Shopify on here, which is really cool with Flippa. Maybe some of you guys who are following this channel also have other like more content WordPress-based businesses, so you could sell that stuff on here if you want to get rid of that as well. This has just been the best platform for me, and you know, Shopify Exchange has definitely come a long way from what I've seen, but still it is somewhat limited in comparison. But you know, I'm sure Shopify Exchange could definitely still work out for you. So say for example you wanted to like buy a store, right? You could probably go to the starter store section. Like I said, I probably wouldn't recommend buying some of the really, really cheap stores. Like this $50 store right here is just somebody trying to throw off their store that wasn't really having them any success. So I wouldn't recommend buying like these $50 stores unless you just really aren't that good of a graphic designer and you're like, oh, look, it's already made for me. Okay, cool. It's some sort of brand and I can just start selling my products right away. But a lot of these stores are definitely quick pump and dump like drop shipping stores. So they're not exactly brands and businesses that actually have like email lists and all the assets that most of you guys looking to buy a serious business on Shopify Exchange or even within Flippa would be interested in. So just keep that in mind when you're going to buy or even sell your store. Just when you're selling your store, make sure that you pay for the premium listing. It's going to help you out immensely. And then for buying a store, just make sure that you're not buying something that's complete crap or even faked results. I have seen some stores listed that actually have fake traffic. So you have to go into Google Analytics or go on those websites where you can search for their traffic. Make sure that their traffic is legitimate, because there are some ways to kind of finagle the numbers. So definitely when you're interested in buying or even selling, just make sure that your stuff is all 100% accurate. Make sure that if you're buying, obviously the store you're buying is 100% accurate. Definitely contact the buyer, make sure like to get verification for all these numbers, as well as if you're selling, make sure you upload all the proper documentation. Maybe even one thing that worked for me was just doing a screen recording of my profit and profit, revenue, and product costs and all that kind of stuff for the business. You can go in and do that on either on Oberlo or in just the Shopify dashboard itself as well. Both of those options can provide proper proof for the potential buyers, or if you are a seller looking to sell your store, obviously you need to do that as well. So that's definitely what I recommend to you guys. If you want to learn more about how to build a profitable Shopify business, I've linked my course down in the description box below, as well as a Shopify 14-day free trial to go ahead and get yourself started. Check out the videos beside me, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, check out the free Facebook mastermind group. Everything is linked down in the description box below. But anyway guys, that's all for today's video, so I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.